Alright, how's it going, guys? We're back, and I have extended all three of our current plates up here. So I got copper, iron, and tin. And I want to get started on the yellow underground or regular belts. So I'm going to start crafting them. But for me to be able to do the split ones, I need wood, and I already researched the where is it at? Here it is, the greenhouse. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up so we can get some wood and start auto crafting the basic circuits. The real basic circuits are real basic. It's a wooden board, which is just wood, and then copper cables. So I'm gonna need to craft the board, craft the cables, and then craft the circuit board back together. And then I should be able to, once we have the wood, I can do the undergrounds from the gray ones. The splitters are just copper cables and iron gears. And then I've got the tin, so I can upgrade those. And then I'll be able to upgrade them as well. So, and I'm also going to go ahead and for this stuff up here, I'm going to use regular inserters and assemblers. No more steam stuff. I've been cheap long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I brought you guys back for a sec so you guys can see what's going on here. I made 3 of these greenhouses. I had to come down here where we had the silicon, which I can't see because I'm too far away. I need to start setting up some radars around here so I can see around the base, because I've got it pretty stretched out already. I basically just threw a furnace here, threw some silicon ore in it, and that's how I'm making the glass. Silicon is coming out of the ammonium here that we processed to get the tin. By the way, I turned this side off, so we're only running on this right now, and it's not even running because my copper is full. I'm going to put in a buffer for copper. I always end up having to do that in this pack because you don't quite use as much copper early on as you do iron. I've noticed with ABCs you really need to find ways of using less iron and more copper. But once we get circuits set up, they'll eat up a lot of this copper, so it'll help. So I got these 3 set up with its own water supply down here, and they did change it a bit this time, because it used to be you just put saplings in there. Now you actually have to use this seed extractor, which apparently we just throw some wood in there. That'll give us the saplings or seedlings. You throw them in here, and it doesn't give you wood, it gives you a tree. And I do believe, from what I've noticed here, we're going to then need a assembly machine that will take the trees and turn them into wood. So it's a bit more than what it used to be. It used to just be you needed a assembler. Now you actually have an extractor. So I'm going to finish setting this all up and be back to show you. I am going to start my next research here real quick. I definitely want to get the long inserters, which is only 20, so that'll go pretty quick. And I did notice that there's this hatchery for puffers. I have no idea what they're for. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but I'm gonna mess around with them just for the shits and giggles of it. So I will set that one up to be the next one that I do. And I do believe I've got to move my science stuff. Hope it does look like it's working. Okay. I was thinking I may not have enough. Yeah, there's plenty of iron in there. We'll give it a little bit more copper and it'll be able to run. I'm going to go ahead and move these up as well. Get them up over here. And I'll get back with you when I got this fully automated. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're back and I've got it automated. But I just realized that this recipe for turning the trees into wood is a player-only recipe. So we're not going to be able to actually automate making wood for the time being. Now I did look up in NEI up here at making wood, and it looks like they've added a little bit more difficulty for being able to do so, which I actually appreciate. Because this was a lot easier than what it really seemed it should be. So now we actually need to get a Timber's saw blade, and it will, we get a 90% chance of getting it back, so we're going to have to craft those from iron plates. It's just 1 for 1, which isn't bad. And then we get 6 to 8 wood out of each tree. But we have to do arboretum first, and that has a long list of things that we're going to have to get through, starting with basic chemistry, which we need to do for oxygen anyways. So I'm going to get started on working through these. Apparently we're going to need lead processing, so we're going to be setting that up. So I guess for right now we're going to replace that with a chest and let's let it fill trees, and then I will come by and turn it into logs occasionally. I'll show you what we got going on here. This is just the saplings or seedlings. So I just throw a bit of wood in here and make some. There's plenty in there for right now. And each one of these is now a long-handled. They're not the actual red ones in ABCs. I think this is Bob's that changes this. I actually do not like it. They eventually will have it where you can do diagonals as well, which I think takes a lot of the challenge of setting up a base properly. I wanted to be able to do diagonals when I first started playing Factorio, and once I learned all the intricacies of setting things up, I understood and liked it that they couldn't, and now with these I can, and it's like, you know, I don't need it. So I usually don't use that, and I like having the red and yellow, but now they're just going to be yellow. Then that pulls the trees out. These are really, really slow. I'm probably going to end up putting another 3 over here. At some point I'll probably just, you know, have a ton of them. But then whenever I need a bit of wood, I'll just come in here, do that, and that'll craft up the wood. And that's going to be wood processing for now. I'm going to go ahead and start working on setting up a way of doing our belts over here, and I'll be back to show you what I ended up with. Alright, so this is what I've got worked out so far. I've got iron coming in on this line, which we'll get to why there isn't any in a second. And then that is coming in, and this is the same thing we had down below. Iron is getting changed into iron gears. And then the iron gears are coming in here for the basic belts. So iron up, gears over, and iron up, and then the belts are coming out on this line over here. And this is taking in rocks, which are coming from over there, and wood that I have to manually put in for right now. And we just got fluid control, which is next thing we need to get towards the arboretum so we can actually automate our wood here. Let's see, so where is that? There it is. So the next thing we need is water treatment, or we can go for lead. I'm going to go ahead and go for water treatment. We'll get that started. So anyways, wood, stone, and the belts come in here, make the undergrounds, which I've already got some made. Limited how many will go in there by using the limiter here. And then this one needs copper cables, the belts, gears, and wood. So what I chose to do is run this second line here. And I've got the copper cables going here, and the gears going there. Iron is being pulled off of this line. I'm going to change this over here. As it is right now, it's filling both lines of iron, and I'm going to go ahead and switch it over here. That way we get copper on one side, and then we will, oops, put that in there, that there, bring this over. This is going to look a little ugly, but it'll work. And that'll give me iron and copper both on that line. So now I can make one more inserter. And we can stick that right there. And that'll pull in the copper whenever there's room to put the wires. And I'm going to go ahead and take those coils for when I need to craft them, and then that will send that up over here, which for now is decent. I may end up taking these and put them on a line over here, basically just put another line here that'll have these on one side and these on the other side. The reason why I may end up doing that is because I need those for the next two. And like this one's going to need more gears, tin plates, and underground. So I've got to work out exactly how I'm going to do this. I'm thinking I may be able to get away with moving that and putting this in here, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna work that out a bit, and but before I can deal with that, I've got a bigger issue, which is I have no iron. And the reason why I have no iron is because we need to deal with this stone. because I only have one inserter making stone, which as I get the iron, I'm going to need said stone. So the first thing we're going to do is deal with that. So I'm just going to make a bank of assembly machines up here. And we're going to have those go from crushed to stone. We're going to take out this belt. Or no, I'm not. What am I thinking? I'm not, obviously. And we're going to run this right there. And then down here, I want to go ahead and leave that where it is, because that's making my my stone bricks over here, and I don't want to move that right away. So we're just going to put in a splitter here. And I need to get this off of the ore, because I'm going to need that ore soon. And I don't quite want to move it that far. We'll go like that. There. And I'm having a hell of a time with that wood right now. I really need to get up to that arboretum soon. Alright, so let's run this right on over there. And then set each one of those. I may need to put a extra, yeah. Definitely gonna need an extra one on each one of these until we get something a bit faster. Alright, so that'll take care of that. We should have iron running again, which we do. And I will probably put in a buffer right here, which I don't think I showed you how I did the other buffer. We have these chutes, which are really nice, because they will just take it in and put it out both sides of the belt, which will be an issue when we get up here, because we're going to run something on the other side of that belt. So we're just going to take that out. And we'll just curve it around like that, and that'll make sure that even though it's got both sides of the belt, it'll only fill one side of it. So that should keep everything moving now, and that'll get me all of my graves. And I'll show you over here, I'm just running through wood, and this thing does not make it quite as quick as what I need, so I'm probably going to make, like I said, about 3 more of these greenhouses and just spread them out here a bit, because they're quite slow. They make the seedlings, you know, just fine, but that thing's super fast, but this being a tree, you know, it takes time to grow, so it is a bit on the slow side. Alright, so that takes care of that. The iron's running nice. And these guys can't do anything. It is just packed full, which is nice to see. And this thing, is it going to get enough? No? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that line on so we can get a little bit more iron in here. I will probably move this out of here and put in another one of these ore sorters soon. So this thing is running as fast as it possibly can right now. Running that other line will give me a little bit more iron, but it's also going to make me a lot more copper. But I put my buffer in here for copper, and they stack really high, so that'll last for a little while. But that's going to be the end of it for today. I'm going to do a little bit of messing around here, see what I can do to work out how I want to do my yellow belts in between, and I'll show you guys what I worked out for that next time. Gonna keep working on my science here for getting to that arboretum. And another thing I want to get to soon is going to be making steel without this. I want to actually get to where I can pour it, and for that I need oxygen, which is going to be advanced steel 1, and that is actually in red, so I'm going to have to do transport science, advanced material, metallurgy 2, and then advanced steel. So it'll be a little bit before we can get to that. Another one that we have to worry about, I kind of forgot about, was we need to do lead processing for the arboretum apparently. That one is needed right there. So we're going to have to work through getting our lead, which means we're going to have to set up the other, this one, rubitite. So there's a whole lot of sciences I want to get worked out. I'm also going to move my science up there in between. I'll show you what I worked out for that in the next one as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one, and I will see you next time.